Hello YouTube, welcome to Locomotive Time Travelers. Kind of been dwelling here lately, thinking about making a layout overview video. Kind of just started my YouTube channel, I don't know, maybe about a year ago. Nothing major going on, just goofing around, making some videos here and there. Yeah, no, recording some model trains, no big deal. But never really talked on anything, just made videos, put them out there. And, you know, just kind of, in all reality, kind of in a roundabout way to archive some videos and clear some space off my phone every once in a while, you know. Delete them after I make them, usually. Just put them up there, somewhere to keep them, I don't know. And do it for a little entertainment in the process, I guess, you know. But you know, just thinking about making an overview video. I usually just do certain screenshots or, you know, certain perspectives. I never really give a full-blown, you know, detailed perspective of the whole thing. It's nothing major. But I give you guys a little rundown. So it was basically December of 2019. Decided to go to my local train store, Brady's Trains, look for a gift for my dad for Christmas, right? So, you know, it's been a while since I've been in the train store. Now my dad, he's always had some layouts in the past when we were kids. He'd put up layouts like NPC era stuff, you know. And they were always fun. And, you know, as a kid, they're always bigger than life, right? For some reason, right? It just seems so big and grand, right? You know, so anyways, he's got a, you know, he had a layout at his, you know, modern residence where he's at right now, and nice size layout in the basement. And you know, he just felt like I wanted to get him something for the layout. So I went to Brady's Trains and bought him a locomotive. And at that moment, it basically kind of just lit a serious interest in the hobby. And from that point on, I was just like brainstorming, thinking out how different ways of different track plans, so on and so forth. You know how it is. You get the bug. Kind of want to just, you know, it's fun, right? It's fun to think about. It's fun to plan. It's fun to think about where you could do it, what you could do with the space, so on and so forth, right? So, along comes 2020 and March in the pandemic, right? So, one of these pandemic layouts, right? But nonetheless, you know, I found myself with a little bit of time and kind of already a little bit of a plan in my mind about what I wanted to do and where I could do it. So, you know, I got to doing some work. And basically what it is, my layout resides in what used to be 2 bedrooms in my house. I have a ranch, so these bedrooms are actually located on the main living space. It's one little thing, one little detail that's kind of unique. You know, it's literally, I can hang out in my living room and watch my trains go around, if, you know, by looking down the hallway, you know. So, you know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of on the main living space. Well, it's not kind of, it is. And, you know, it's just one of them things, no matter who comes over to visit, there it is. The layout's just part of the environment, right? You know, so I think it's kind of a little bit of a unique thing, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. But nonetheless, yes, it was 2 bedrooms. I removed the walls in between the 2 bedrooms. You can see the remains of them up there. I basically just cut them and left part of them in place, with thinking in the future that, well, if I ever move and this layout's got to come out of here, you know, I'd be able to very simply re-stick the wall, 2x4 framing, and build the partition that's required to go between the 2 bedrooms and turn it back into 2 bedrooms. as you can see, there's the layout for, well, it's basically the walls just got cut. You know, I simply installed 2x4s at the bottom that just cap the bottom of the walls up so there wouldn't be cavities. And, you know, just painted everything, you know, a nice blue to represent the sky, basically, as a backdrop, and so on and so forth. And, you know, installed some LED lights up above. They're bright, guys. They provide a pretty nice daylight appearance when they're lit. One thing I wish I would have been a little bit more aware of, or maybe researched about, was some different lighting options. You know, for you know, just LEDs that you can remote control and so on and so forth, to create different hues. I go about it in a little bit different way, but not utilizing those main lights that are installed in both aspects of the room. So simple remodel, really, to be honest, and got to building the layout. You know, I really didn't have no real plan. I really didn't research a whole lot. I didn't utilize YouTube as much as I probably should have. I was a little hasty. I just jumped into it. I seen an opportunity with some time that I had. Obviously, we had a little bit of time where we couldn't work. I am in the HVAC industry. However, that wasn't very long lived. You know, it was deemed to be that we were required, that we were needed, essential workers. So my time off didn't last too long. But nonetheless, you know, I did have more time on my hands than normal because the workload did drop to a certain degree. So I kind of got at it, you know, and in no time I basically had this layout built. It's a simple tabletop style layout. It's in retrospect, you know, maybe I've done some things a little different, but nonetheless, it's a tabletop style layout. I do have access to most of it, whether it's through little cutouts that are underneath that are in some of the tunnel areas, or, you know, pathways to actually walk on the structure itself to get into certain areas. I'd say it's about 2/3 of the way done. Obviously, there's some areas that are not complete, such as this over here. This is just kind of the last third, I would say, of this layout that needs to be completed. The construction is 2x4 framing with a 1/2-inch plywood deck, and then I installed 2-inch foam insulation on top, which gives me the ability to, you know, just give you a little bit of depth that you wouldn't necessarily have in regular just tabletop. But nonetheless, the layout is approximately 22 feet in width, 10 foot in depth, and yeah, that's simple. Bada boom, bada bing. A couple years later, here we are, right? And you know, it is what it is. The layout is cool, man. I enjoy it. I never really kind of realized, you know, how fun this hobby can be, all the different things you can do within it. You know, from electrical work to the actual, you know, building of things. I never really had any experience prior to this building a layout of any sort. You know, I kind of helped my dad a little bit with his, but the extent of it was basically to, you know, just building the actual structure itself and help wiring it, you know. But beyond that, I really didn't get involved with any kind of scenery work or laying track work, or, you know, really any of that. Just helped him out with, you know, doing the fundamentals and wiring it, you know. And it's his layout. He does his thing on it. I go over and visit. We run some trains every once in a while, you know, that type of thing. But mainly, you know, it's his baby, right? So this was my first opportunity to, you know, cut my teeth at giving it a go. You know, I have some regrets. I see some things that I could have done different that maybe I would have liked a little bit better. But nonetheless, you know, it's my first go. So, you know, I'm also proud of the fact that, you know, the layout runs very well. You know, I don't have too many issues. Actually, I don't have many at all. It's very reliable. It has changed in certain aspects. It's basically, right now, it is 2 loops on the bottom. Both of these loops consist of, and you can see, we got one loop here, and the second, you know, it's right there. They consist of those 60 curves. Fast track is what's utilized on all the layout. It just was what was really available. March of 2020, I could get my hands on it, no problem, nice and easy. I was buying it up by the bundles, you know. So, yeah. So that's why I got utilized. And to be honest with you, I have no issues with it. It's very reliable. It's been rolling now for about, you know, a little over 4 years, since March 2020, and in all, you know, electrical operation, and it's very reliable. I can't complain. I used to have a grade that went up to the level where the bridges are at. You can see it kind of wraps around. That used to be a grade. It came down to the main bottom level where these tracks here, actually where these, there's a little like trailer park right here. There used to be a 3rd line right down through there, and it would rise up to there. That level right there where the bridges are at. The reason why I changed it wasn't because the locomotives couldn't handle it or anything like that. I had uncoupling problems if I really wanted to run a nice aggressive length train. You know, always fear that, you know, you'd have half the train ripping down the grade, flying down the track, you know, full momentum. So that was a problem. So that got eliminated and turned into just a entire 2nd level, which goes all the way and wraps behind the town, through the tunnel, comes around, as you can see, across the 3 bridges in the back there, and then travels around. As you can see, it just wraps around. You see some of the train there cutting through the mountain there, comes on around, and basically here we are, wrapping back around right in front of our eyes. Now this loop here consists of mainly 072, but also a little bit of 084 and 096 in certain places. So this allows me to run whatever I want, big boys, you name it. But yeah, I was actually happy that I changed that loop, because at one point in time, everything on the layout was 060. That's where like a little bit of my ignorance came into play, and really didn't see how I could utilize a bigger curve. You know, I don't know, rookie mistake. I wanted more real estate, right? You know, I wanted to make my scenery as much as possible to make it feel bigger or whatever. But I quickly realized that, you know, that's no good. And since I was going to change the grades due to the uncoupling issues, I figured, why not? You know, let me jump into this thing and get into it before it's too far along, and changing it would really be an issue. So I just made the change, and 072 minimum on the top, amongst other wider turn radiuses, and 060s minimum on the bottom 2 loops. The inner loop is kind of like a figure 8 in such a way, and it involves some other scenes that cut through, like some street running that takes place right up in there. Boop, you know. You'll see in some of my videos, I might take angles looking down there as the train runs the street run down there. And of course this stuff over here isn't complete yet, but it basically does the figure 8 by connecting down here through a series of switches right in here. boom, and then a switch right there. It can come here, you know, it can either come down here or it'll cut up there and go down the street running scene. So yeah, you know, it's been a lot of fun. I've collected a lot of trains. It's really lit my fire, to say the least, for a new hobby. And yeah, I just enjoy it. You know, me and my best friend Amber, we spend plenty of day and night, you know, just hanging out here at the layout, BSing, spend a little time working on it. She's an outstanding weatherer. She does a lot of the weathering detail work on this layout, and just, you know, it's just a great partner to do things with and have some fun with, and she's really into it. So, you know, we have just a lot of fun doing it. So, well, I don't want to get too long in the tooth here on this one, so I'm gonna get shutting this down. I'll do a little bit of runtime to finish out the video, and hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope it kind of displays the video or the layout for you know, for what it is, and maybe explains a little bit more about what's going on and where it's at, how it was built, and you know, if there's any questions you guys have, shoot them my way. I'll try to you know, give a little bit more, maybe other detailed videos of some of the other sceneries and how I go about doing some of that. If anybody's interested, I don't know. There's a million ways to do this stuff. It's already all been done. You know, I don't think I need to explain how I did anything. It's nothing different than what anybody else does out here. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya. Bye.